This is my 32-year-old Barbour Beaufort jacket. And yes, you heard me right. This jacket is 32 years old. This is the jacket that got me through college. It's the jacket that I was wearing the day of my college graduation. It's the jacket I was wearing the first day of my very first serious job. It's been in use since 1992 until now. And if you have looked at my channel, you will notice that I have other Barbour jackets. But today, I'm only going to tell you the story of this specific jacket and try to convince you of the fact that buying a Barbour Beaufort jacket is probably the best investment that a man can make. I got this jacket in December 1992. Now, I want you to take a moment and think about how far in time that is. The #1 song playing on the radio in December 92 was I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. If you wanted to go watch a movie in theater at the time, you probably would have chosen one of the three: Home Alone 2, Aladdin, or The Bodyguard. Why did I get a Beaufort jacket and not a Bedale jacket? Now, you will find a million reviews online talking about all the features of the Beaufort jacket. They will tell you about how amazing the bellow pockets are, so spacious, absolutely fantastic. They will tell you about the hand-warming pockets and how great they are to detach. They will talk to you about the beautiful tartan liner that comes with the Beaufort, and it's 100% cotton. I did not know any of this at the time, and I did not care. None of this played any role in me trying to get this jacket. However, I will tell you one thing. I was delighted about the game pocket as a university student, because I soon found out that you could put all the stuff that you needed to go to university without carrying a backpack. I hate backpack with a passion, and I was able to stuff all the things that I needed for 5 years in this back pocket. So there's that. Basically, I was going out at the time with a girl whose name was Jada that was really into fashion, and she used to dress beautifully. Her clothes were absolutely amazing and very expensive. And I was somehow convinced that if I got a Barbour jacket, which was expensive, but it wasn't outrageously expensive like other clothes, this would have had a positive impact on the relationship with my girlfriend. Now, this jacket did have an impact on the relationship with my girlfriend, but it wasn't unfortunately what I was hoping for, and I'll get to that in a minute. So how did this jacket perform over more than 30 years? I bet that there is nobody here that from this distance can tell that this jacket is 30 years old. However, if you come closer, you will be able to see that these jackets have two very large patches under each sleeve, one on the right and one on the left. And you would also be able to notice that right here above the hand-warming pockets, you have minor tears. You will also be able to see that inside you have a tear on the liner. This is the only tear that you will find. Still pretty good though for a 32-year-old jacket, I would say. Now let's take an even closer look at the jacket. And the back is in absolutely perfect conditions. There is no way that you could tell that this is a 30-plus-year-old jacket. And yes, you can see the patches under the sleeves, but that's the only thing. Other than the small tears that I've shown you before, there is absolutely nothing wrong with the front of this jacket. And you can barely see the micro tears right there above the hand-warming pockets. The liner, which is in a gorgeous color that I don't think that Barbour makes anymore, is in absolutely great condition. And yes, you do have that tear that I'm going to show you in a second, but other than that, there is nothing wrong with this liner. And the corduroy around the neck area is in absolutely pristine conditions, which is amazing considering how often it is in contact with your body. So how did I do it? Well, to be entirely honest, I just had this jacket rewaxed and repaired by an authorized repairer. Normally I rewax my Barbour jackets myself, but this jacket needed some TLC. You see, back in '92 when I got this jacket, I heard of the possibility of sending your Barbour jacket to England to get it rewaxed, and I even heard of shops that would do it, perhaps in Rome or in Milan. But I was living in a small town in Tuscany, and these places were as far away from me at the time as it is Mars right now. There was no internet for me to go on and find a shop where they would rewax it. So when I got this jacket, what I did was I used it for 5 years, every single day from mid-September, October, all the way to March, April. I would layer it up with other jackets underneath, like a jean jacket, but this was what I had. And what happened was that the sleeves underneath started to dry up completely. I mean, the whole jacket dried up. By the time I got to 1996, 1997, there was no more waxing on it. And what happens when the wax cotton dries up, it can tear apart. However, I didn't mind because as long as I kept my arms down, you couldn't see it. Now, after college, I went to Belgium to study for a year. Now, if you don't know anything about Belgium, the one thing you should know is that it rains a lot. The weather is very similar to the English weather that this jacket was designed for. They have more or less the same amount of rain. I finally got a job in Brussels. I bought the wax to rewax this jacket, and that was the first time I rewaxed it by myself. However, I didn't do anything with the sleeves, maybe out of laziness, I'm not sure. I also bought several other coats when I started working. Clearly, I have an obsession with jackets and coats and overcoats. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a channel on YouTube reviewing coats and overcoats. However, I still kept on using it pretty extensively, at the very least until 2013, I want to say. At that moment, I bought the Barbour International jacket, which I have reviewed in a separate video. I still use it a lot though, because it would be my Barbour that I would wear over any suit when I wanted to go out, because the Barbour International jacket doesn't fit well on suit, in my humble opinion. So believe it or not, until November last year, I had never taken this jacket to get it repaired. I finally got an email from Orvis, which is a retail chain in America which caters to the outdoor folks, saying, well, if you buy a new Barbour jacket, bringing in an old Barbour jacket for repair, we will give you 20% off the new jacket. I couldn't let that pass, so I brought this jacket to the local Orvis, and they sent it somewhere, I think in North Carolina, where they rewax them and work on them, and they gave it back to me looking honestly fantastic. The jacket is like new, and I'm very happy. They also suggested that they could work on the little tears here. However, they said that would entail putting entirely new panels here, and I thought that would have been too much. I have no problems with the patches under the sleeves. They actually look like they belong to this jacket. If you didn't know that this was not the design of the jacket, you just wouldn't know. But I felt that the two patches on my chest would have been too much. So what problems did I experience over these 30 plus years of using this Barbour jacket? Well, first of all, let me tell you how the story with my girlfriend Jada ended, because this jacket played a role. See, at the time when we were going out, she had this beautiful cream-colored overcoat made of fuzzy wool. It was absolutely gorgeous. I think it was an Armani, but not sure. And we would walk next to one another very often, and I would also put my arm around her shoulder once in a while. Well, that caused some of the wax of the jacket to migrate on the expensive fuzzy Armani coat and ruining it. So she was not happy about that, and we had a massive fight about it. Now, I'm not telling you that we split up for that. but it did play a role in one of a very big fight we had. Fast forward, the girlfriend is long gone, but the jacket is still here. I'm sure there is a lesson in there. I'm not going to go there. The lesson that I want to make sure you learn is that the wax treatment will migrate to other textiles depending on the textiles. This is particularly relevant if your car has cloth seats. You may see some of this waxing migrating onto that seat. So something to keep in mind. The second thing is that this is not a jacket like a Gore-Tex jacket that you can just wear without thinking about it. This is a jacket that requires some love and attention every couple of years at least. Certain people suggest to rewax it every year. I don't rewax it every year. I wax it every couple of years, but it depends on how often you use it. Which brings me to talk about the patina. Now, I see many reviews online of people saying how beautiful this jacket looks when it develops this patina and it changes colors. And yes, it looks beautiful. However, you have to be mindful of the fact that when the jacket shows this patina, it means that it's time to rewax it. It means that the waxing treatment is gone. It means that it's not waterproof anymore. And especially it means that the cotton is drying out, which means that it could crack and tear like it did on mine. So yes, the patina is beautiful, but if you want your jacket to last a long time, you have to make sure that as soon as you see that patina forming, you take care of it. So you will see that this jacket, despite being 32 years old, has no patina, and that's by design because I kept it oiled and waxed all of these years. The moment I see the jacket developing patina, that is a sign that the jacket needs to be waxed. Now this brings me to the last shortcoming of this jacket, which is that it's so good, and if you treat it right, it's going to last such a long time that you absolutely have no rational reason to buy another one. Because if you're trying to justify it with the jacket going out of style or the jacket not doing its job, you won't be able to do it. Which brings me to my final point: would I buy this jacket again? Well, I did buy it again. As you can see, I'm wearing here a brand new Barbour Beaufort in navy this time, which I picked up when I brought my brown one for repair, which you will notice fits me a little different compared to the other Beaufort that I was wearing. And in fact, I'm going to be making a video about the differences of these two jackets, and perhaps this is a reason why you want to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done yet. And don't worry, this does not mean that this jacket is going to be thrown away or that I'm ever going to sell it. In fact, this jacket is now part of my camping, hiking kit. So it will spend its golden retirement years walking the trails with me. I hope that you enjoyed the story of my 32-year-old Barbour Beaufort jacket, and I hope that I convinced you of the fact that buying one of these jackets is probably one of the best investments that a man can make, because you will get so much usage out of it. And yes, they are expensive, but think about the cost per wear. This jacket costs new now approximately $440 right now, but if you divide that cost over the number of times that you will use it over the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, like in my case, the cost of this jacket is literally cents per wear. Well, I hope to see you again on this channel. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and stick around for more reviews of my jackets.